Matchmaking game coming. Matchmaking with all the heavenly tribes. A year from now, will high-level civilizations invade? Need to use games to achieve a level of resistance against external enemies within a year. Will the country punish players when they die? Sakura country. Don't return the sewage to us. Long Guo. Didn't you say it's drinkable? Drink it. While players from other countries were suffering unbearable hardships, Xuanyang, who was selected to represent the dragon country in battle, remained calm at all. He looked at the two doors in front of him and heard a system prompt sound coming from his mind. Help the host replace the ugly mating partner in front of the red door with Zhu Zhuqing, a member of the Ghost Cat clan. Xuanyang, who has a matchmaking game assistance system, can not only directly see the prompt to know what is going on inside the unknown portal, but also change the matchmaking partner of the matchmaking red room. 1 year later, other countries had already collapsed into a state of disrepair, while the Dragon Kingdom had directly transcended the plane, and each dragon person flew into the air with the power of immortals. Keywords of the novel. Global matchmaking. Play bad ghost cat at the beginning with no pop-ups, global matchmaking. Play bad ghost cat at the beginning with full download of TXT, global matchmaking. Play bad ghost cat at the beginning with the latest chapter reading. Chapter 1. National Games Matchmaking Game comes, within 1 year. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 1 National Games Matchmaking Game comes, within 1 year. Attention, attention, the National Games Matchmaking Game has invaded the local blue star. Next, a player will be randomly selected from each country to participate in the National Games Matchmaking Game, and play a random matchmaking game with the various celestial and ethnic groups. The safety of the country is closely related to the players participating in the National Games Matchmaking Game. If a player dies, the country will experience varying degrees of disasters. On the contrary, if a player successfully engages in matchmaking, in the 3 stages of bridal chamber, pregnancy, and childbirth, both the country and its people will benefit greatly in 1 year. A high-latitude civilization will arrive, and whether you can overcome these difficulties will depend on how much you can improve through this national marriage game this year. Let's briefly introduce the game rules. After entering the National Games Matchmaking Game, players will randomly refresh an unlimited number of portals at their initial positions, with probabilities of appearing as white gate, black gate, red gate, and green gate respectively. The white gate is the material room, the black gate is the monster room, the red gate is the matchmaking room, and the green gate is the random room. The internal probability forms material room, monster room, matchmaking room, and various other uncertain rooms. In addition, players will also have an initial home to resist the cold. The initial home is a small wooden house, which can be upgraded later through the obtained blueprint. So, let's start by randomly selecting players from various countries. I hope all players will work hard, and at the same time, I also hope that in 1 year, you will reach the ability to fight against high-latitude civilizations. In a rental house in Shenzhen. Xuanyang stood by the window, looking at the sky with a surprised expression on his face. The clear sky stretches for thousands of miles, and the warm sun shines brightly. There is nothing unusual. But where does this strange sound come from? It feels particularly strange, like a sound transmitted directly into one's own brain. Without waiting for Xuanyang to come back to his senses in a state of surprise, strange sounds flooded into his mind once again. Congratulations, you have been randomly selected as the first player in the Dragon Kingdom. I wish you a smooth marriage and a continued life. Upon hearing these words, Xuanyang's eyes widened in surprise, and then he felt a flash in front of him, as if he had flown into outer space. Upon regaining his vision, he found himself transported to a closed white room. Around the body are scattered 2 portals. One is red, while the one behind is white. The red one is a wedding room, while the white one is a material room. Xuanyang murmured subconsciously, remembering clearly. Looking at the extremely unscientific scene before him, Xuanyang felt both shock and excitement in his heart. But he still calmed himself down in the shortest possible time. At this moment, a strange sound came to his mind again. Detected that the host has great potential, and the Xuanyang Ring matchmaking assistance system has arrived. This system will assist the host in freely enjoying and becoming the most powerful and wife-rich presence in this national sports matchmaking game. Detected that only 2 portals were randomly refreshed from the initial location of the host. Start testing. Detection successful. The mating object inside the red portal in front of the host is a giant goblin female. Introduction. The giant goblin tribe is inherently cruel and violent, and they are afraid that their host will be played to death if they enter. Be cautious. There is a safe treasure chest inside the white portal behind the host, with a mortality rate of 0. However, the items inside this treasure chest are most likely just ordinary items. Do you need this system to assist the host in replacing the mating room? Listening to the incredible sounds and words in his mind, Xuanyang's face became even more excited. System. Can you directly see through what is inside the unknown portal, and can you also help change the wedding room? Isn't this invincible? Replace. Okay, please wait a moment. This system is currently replacing the mating room in front of the host. Replace with Ghost Cat Clan, Zhu Zhuqing, above the blue star. Real-time live streaming has been launched for everyone on Blue Star. Of course, the screen of the 18 prohibitions on marriage will not be broadcasted. If the player participating in the game dies, we will reselect the player to participate in the national game's matchmaking game after 5 hours. As strange sounds spread again, pots exploded around the world. Everywhere there was a commotion. Damn it, look at the sky, everything is real, everything is real. Oh my God, after all these years of being a bull and a horse, I finally gained financial freedom. Can you tell me that there will be a high-level civilization invasion in a year? For a moment, almost all the people of the Dragon Kingdom looked up at the sky. A huge screen-like object appeared in the sky. And the scene inside is naturally the place where Xuanyang is located. This is true all over the world. Look. Our players only have 2 doors here. One is red and the other is white. The red one is the matchmaking room. Yes, he said that when players get married, the corresponding country will receive rewards. Hahaha, our dragon country is so lucky. Really, Ness. Brothers, not only can you watch on this screen in the sky, but you can also watch live broadcasts from other countries by turning on your own electronic devices. Let me take a look. Really. There's a strange software on the computer. Why is our contestant Xuanyang standing still and not going in? I see that there is also a red gate on Xiaori's side, so he just went in. Sakura country. The domestic cheers were overwhelming, and Xiaoxianxianxiamen watched as their player Xuanyang entered the red portal today and cheered with joy. Sigh. Nananani. Red beans. Red beans. No swish, how many times have you worked hard and tired? Xuanyang Kong, go ahead. From now on, you will be the hero of our Sakura country. Our Sakura country can definitely seize this opportunity to rise and trample on the dragon country. How can it be repaired? There is actually a wedding red house in the Dragon Kingdom. How can it be repaired? But why didn't he just go in and stand there foolishly? Our Xuanyang Kong has already gone in. He's not thinking about whether there's any danger in the marriage and matching room, is he? Yeah, getting married to all the heavenly tribes is not something strange, is it? It's okay, Nobunaga Yoichiro. He is a man in the industry who has the title of Never Give Up Overnight. He has filmed 3 films non-stop for a whole day. Even if the marriage partner is not particularly satisfactory, he can definitely do it. After Xuanyang walked into the red gate, he looked at the beautiful scenery before him with a hint of anticipation in his eyes. Forest. Are you saying it's an elf? Xuanyang walked forward and looked around eagerly. As a man who never fails overnight, he has absolute confidence to keep going in this matchmaking game. Miss Elf. Where are you? He shouted with a look of joy and anticipation, but just then, a strange voice came from behind him. His expression suddenly froze, revealing a look of astonishment. Then he slowly turned his head and saw the green-skinned species in front of him, who were much taller than him. He was so scared that he let out a scream and collapsed on the ground. End of this chapter. Chapter 2. System Descent, Zhu Zhuqing, a member of the Ghost Cat clan. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Chapter 2 System Descent, Zhu Zhuqing, a member of the Ghost Cat clan, Tooth White. Bitter and tiring Wanani. Bitter and tiring, Dog Buling, Teeth White, Rongyilang is empty, let's do it. Cherry Blossom China, watching the live broadcast footage of the huge goblin with green skin, a hideous and detestable face, a wide-open mouth revealing fangs and drooling, scared the little ones. This. Where is the agreed fairy lady? Such a terrifying goblin, I'm afraid even Rongyi can't handle it, right? The people who have passed through the Sakura country all have this idea in their hearts, but they still pray that this marriage can proceed smoothly. Otherwise, the so-called punishment will come to Sakura Kingdom. Dragon Domestic. Ha ha ha. I'm laughing to death. Goblin, damn it, there's a detestable goblin over there when I was young. Oh my god, I just said that it's impossible for all the heavenly beings and all the tribes to be beautiful women. I'm afraid there aren't many humanoid creatures. It seems that our Xuanyang players are intelligent players, so no wonder they didn't immediately enter the red chamber. You deserve it. Isn't this guy the male lead of some action movie? Let's see how he can take down this heavy flavor. Guess what punishment will come to the little kids later? I guess it must be related to Goblin. Upon seeing the live broadcast footage of Sakura country, a group of dragon people immediately felt particularly gloating and somewhat fearful. Fortunately, our own players did not rashly enter the red chamber. Ah! Give it all. Move the K-demon. Get out of here. Monster. Rongyilang's face was full of fear, and he instinctively shouted in surprise. Keep falling back, hands and feet thumping fast. Roar. As if sensing the disgust of the humans in front of him, Goblin's ferocious face became even more ferocious. He also exerted force in his hands, pulling the big wooden stick tightly. Ah! I don't want to mate with such monsters. I don't want to. Rongyilang's face was full of astonishment, and he got up and ran, running in a strange and abstract posture, as if he were a strange creature. Roar cluck. Goblin made a terrifying sound in his throat, seeming particularly annoyed by the reaction of the humans in front of him. Then she kicked her foot and ran about 10 meters away, coming behind Rongyilang. Then he vigorously swung the big wooden stick in his hand and smashed Rongyilang's head directly. The live broadcast screen has also turned black. Yada. Don't do it. Are you all in charge? You'll get it if you kill me. What should I do? Help me. Rongyilang, you coward. Go to hell. Why can't you give yourself up for the country? Everything is over, it's all Rongyilang's fault. This goblin didn't have much hostility at first. If Rongyilang didn't do this, he would definitely be able to get married successfully. Unfortunately, players from Sakura Kingdom have died in their wedding room and will be punished by the invasion of Goblin with the strange sound coming out. The entire Sakura country suddenly screamed incessantly, becoming chaotic. Crazy goblins suddenly appeared everywhere in the Sakura country. In a certain comic studio, a middle-aged man stood up with a face full of fear and shock, listening to the sound outside and feeling like he was dreaming. He looked at the wall. I saw a poster pasted on the wall. A man wearing tightly fitted armor held a sword in his hand, and behind him were patches of goblin corpses. Sinai. Dog bu carry it. The middle-aged man seemed crazy, took out a kitchen knife and rushed out. The childhood has come for punishment, tsk, that scene is quite terrifying. Well deserved. Back then, they didn't seem like these goblins. They had no human nature to speak of. I can only say that this is karma. You're right, I won't sympathize with them. Help. I'm studying in Sakura country and I want to go home. It's so scary outside, help me. I'll book a flight back to my home country now. I am studying abroad in the United States, and I also want to go home. For a while, people abroad were all going back to their home countries because although they had studied abroad, their nationality was still in the Dragon Kingdom. As soon as this kind of thing happens, I instinctively feel extremely insecure and want to return to the embrace of my motherland. I have already arrived at the embassy of our dragon country. Woo woo, I love dragon country. Everyone can go to the embassy and they will arrange to send us back. For a while, many international students emerged one after another. But some people just cried. They have all converted their nationality to Sakura country's nationality due to various interests, and even if they go to the embassy will not allow them to enter. Inside the high-level conference room of Longwa, the elder of the Dragon Kingdom had a solemn expression and sat on the seat. Bring all our children back safely. The elder said solemnly. The old eyes are full of wisdom. But, elder, doing so would lead to. No need to talk nonsense, can't you still understand what form it is now, idiot? Immediately remove those insect-infested garbage. Previously, it was due to helplessness, but now there is no need to keep them to pollute our Dragon Kingdom's territory. Yes. Elder. Show me the detailed information of the players in our dragon country. Yes. The elder looked at the information and then his eyes widened slightly, revealing a hint of surprise. Immediately after, a joyful expression emerged in his eyes. Very good, Xuanyang is particularly good. Really? Elder, that's great. Yes, Xuanyang is excellent. The ghost spirit cat. Zhu Zhuqing. Upon hearing this, Xuanyang's face showed a hint of surprise. Then without hesitation, he walked into the red door. With a burst of white light, what caught the eye was a magnificent palace. Looking up, I saw a beautiful and flawless woman sitting on a seat not far away, with a seductive figure, looking at me coldly. It's really a ghost spirit cat, it's really amazing. Xuanyang looked surprised, not expecting that it was actually the ghost spirit cat he had imagined. The feeling of breaking the dimensional wall made him feel particularly magical. Hello, nice to meet you. Xuanyang's lips curved with a faint smile as he walked towards it. Zhu Zhuqing's face was cold, but he was not at a loss. It was obvious that he also knew why he came here. She is willing to come here to become stronger. Looking at the man in front of her, she felt that her first impression was okay. Hello. She politely replied. Approaching Zhu Zhuqing, Xuanyang looked up at the woman with an incredibly attractive figure and a stunning face, and his eyes couldn't help but sparkle with passion. Are you willing to marry me? Xuanyang was not at all timid, as he gently grabbed her fair and delicate little hand and asked in a soft voice. A nervous expression appeared on Zhu Zhuqing's stunning face, and her beautiful eyes trembled slightly. She then looked into Xuanyang's eyes and nodded lightly. This is her first time, and she naturally feels nervous and a bit ashamed. Upon hearing this, Xuanyang smiled heartily and picked her up from her seat, walking towards the inner palace. End of this chapter. Chapter 3. Marriage and Wedding Room with the Ghost Cat Zhu Zhuqing. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3 Marriage and Wedding Room with the Ghost Cat Zhu Zhuqing. After staring for a while, the people of the Dragon Kingdom also chose to walk into the Red Gate to see Xuanyang. I'll go, our players have also entered the Red Gate. It won't be the same as Sakura country, right? Don't do it. Heaven bless our Dragon Kingdom, there will definitely be nothing wrong. The people of Dragon Kingdom are all worried, afraid of being like Sakura Kingdom. In this situation, Sakura Kingdom, which is in dire straits, never forgets to come to Dragon Kingdom's live broadcast room to shout. Ha ha ha, wait for the dragon people to die. You will definitely face a more serious disaster than us. XX is like this. If Goblin comes to us, he will have to become a first-class protected animal in 2 days. Hurry up and get out. What's wrong? Goblin didn't go to your house. You wait, he'll be at your house soon. The people of Longguo were also immediately overwhelmed by the clamoring cherry blossoms. The live broadcast screen is not frozen. Wow, it's a palace, Ness. At least it can't be any strange green-skinned creature. Well, there must be very beautiful and noble creatures in the palace. I'll go, look at it quickly. It's humanoid, and it's so beautiful. Its figure is also very good. Why do I look a bit familiar? Why does it look so like an anime character? Don't talk about it, don't talk about it. It's really similar, isn't it? This game is so addictive, it just breaks the dimensional wall. Watching a beauty that many people were familiar with appear on the live broadcast screen, the Dragon Nation crowd immediately became boiling. Crazy with joy. Great, their dragon country will become the first country to complete the marriage and receive rewards. Watching Xuanyang walk up to Zhu Zhuqing and invite her to make a scene together, the people of the Dragon Kingdom were both envious and jealous. Immediately after, Xuanyang picked up Zhu Zhuqing and walked towards the dormitory. The strange sound also brought back the stunned crowd. We are about to start the bridal chamber and begin to block the screen and sound. Immediately after, the live broadcast room went black. Wow, I can't even imagine how comfortable Xuanyang could be. Cowards, I dare to think. Daredevil. Nice, will we receive rewards after it's over? What rewards will it be? Will we become superhumans and cultivators? I don't know, I'm so excited. Guess when Xuanyang will end? I guess 10 minutes, not more. I guess 5 minutes. The strong men of the Dragon Kingdom reside in various places. The major powerhouses are equally flushed and excited. That's great. Xuanyang is so awesome, and our Dragon Kingdom will rise up. The strong were excited, but some came to their senses from the excitement. There is a hint of solemnity in my eyes. Yeah, but now these things are no longer important, right? 1 year later, there will be an invasion of high-level civilizations. If we don't use this so-called global matchmaking game to increase our combat power to a level sufficient to fight against high-level civilizations within a year, everything will come to an end in a year. Taking advantage of the black screen in Xuanyang's live broadcast room. Dragon people have flocked to live streaming rooms in other countries. There is a look of sitting on a chair with legs crossed, eating watermelon while watching others busy and flustered. Hee, our country has already started getting married, what about you? Kimchi country. The selected player is a reality show actor who is relatively tall and muscular, but looks particularly greasy, with a classic lid on his head. Jin Xiujuan's initial position did not have a red gate, only a white gate, a black gate, and a green gate. Shiba, I didn't expect that it would be me, Jin Xiujuan, who was chosen. Jin Xiujuan flicked his hair very greasy, and then naturally turned his head and waved his hand towards the ceiling. Seems like participating in a reality show, with a theatrical appearance. You should be able to see me now, right? Don't worry, you should all understand my ability as Jin Xiujuan. Don't worry, leave it to me. Jin Xiujuan patted her chest and her face suddenly turned positive. I will definitely not let our Kimchi country fall into dire straits. For the sake of Kimchi country, I am willing to give everything. As he spoke, he chuckled inwardly. If you have an occupational disease, even if you participate in this death game, don't forget to establish a character first. At the same time, the Kimchi people watching the live broadcast outside have all reached a climax. Wow! Xiujuan Oba. I love you. Great, if Xuanyang were you, you could definitely do it, come on, Xuanyang. 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 Jin Zhuqing couldn't hear the cheers of the kimchi people, but he knew that there must be cheers for him outside. After standing in place and pondering for a while, he decided to enter the least risky white room. There should be no danger in the material room, and material room, right? He muttered to himself with a preconceived tone and walked into the material room. What catches the eye is a small river, surrounded by open plains. There is a protruding stone in the center of the river, and a wooden box sits on top of it. Haha. I'll just say, there won't be any danger in the material room. In the early stage, we need to obtain the materials and gradually develop to survive. It's me, I'm just a genius. I was born to participate in this kind of game. Jin Zhuqing admired himself while walking towards the small river. The river was only slightly higher than his calves, so he ran straight towards the treasure chest. As he approached the treasure chest, he immediately opened it. I saw a blood-red ring sitting among them. Huh, it's actually equipment. Let me see what kind of good equipment it is. Jin Zhuqing wore the ring on his right middle finger with a joyful expression on his face. But at this moment, the ring suddenly began to emit a strange red light. You have triggered the curse ring, and now you have two options. First, you have lost one of your right arms. Secondly, let 1 million compatriots replace you in losing your right arm. After hearing the strange prompt, Jin Zhuqing's expression froze and he stood still. Immediately afterwards, a surprised expression appeared. How could it be like this? Why is this kind of thing in the supply box? He panicked and shouted, quickly wanting to take off the ring, but he couldn't pull it out no matter how hard he tried. 10-second countdown. If the player does not make a choice, the player will automatically determine what they have chosen. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, V, 4, no. As the countdown continued, Jin Zhuqing hurriedly sat down in the water. 3, 2, I choose the second one, I choose the second one. Let 1 million compatriots lose their arms for me. He shouted in shock as his heart was about to jump to his throat. End of this chapter. Chapter 4. Successful marriage and rewards received. Zhu Zhuqing is very satisfied. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4. Successful marriage and rewards received. Zhu Zhuqing is very satisfied. The people of Kimchi country watched as Kim Su-jun walked into the white gate. Wow, there's a treasure chest in the water, truly Zhuqing. He's really good at playing, and slowly developing is the way. There's been a problem in the Sakura Kingdom, and there's a big monster in the Red Gate. Now that Sakura Kingdom has come to punish him, it's really scary. Juanxiu is still impressive. The Dragon Kingdom has also entered the Red Chamber. Surprisingly, there is a particularly beautiful woman who has already started to get married. Shibaru. Surprisingly, the Dragon Kingdom seized the best opportunity. It's okay, I believe Juanxiu. Our Kimchi country will definitely catch up with the progress, step by step, steadily and steadily. Yes, believe in handsome Obama. At this moment, the people of Dragon Country happen to flock to the live broadcast room of Kimchi Country. The huge gap in population base makes it unclear for a moment whether this is the live broadcast room of Dragon Country or Kimchi Country. Shibaru, can the Dragon people go back? Why can the Dragon people come to our Kimchi Country's live broadcast room? Turn off their permissions. The Kimchi people, who were already unable to see the good quality of the Dragon Country, suddenly became angry and embarrassed when they saw the Dragon people taking advantage of their wedding time to come to their Kimchi Country's live broadcast room, and in an instant, they were about to drown it out. Don't worry, little stick. Aren't you about to get the reward for the matchmaking game soon? If you have nothing to do, let's take a look at the situation on your end. The Dragon people were not angry either, and each one was in a very good mood, chatting with these little kimchi in a playful tone. It's just a stroke of luck, it's useless. You'll soon return everything you've got. That's right, the players we participate in the matchmaking game are Xuanyang, who can't help but be very reliable and patriotic. At this moment, Jin Zhu opened the treasure chest in the live broadcast screen. Hahaha, did you see that? Zhu got a very precious equipment ring. Wow, it feels like a manga. Put it on and see what effect it has. I'll go, this stick's luck is quite good. It actually got a piece of equipment, but it definitely can't compare to the matchmaking rewards in our Dragon Kingdom. The people of Kimchi Country just got excited. That strange sound came from the live broadcast room. You have triggered the curse ring, and now you have two options. First, you have lost one of your right arms. Secondly, let 1 million compatriots replace you in losing your right arm. Suddenly, all the people of Kimchi Country were stunned, their excited expressions froze. How could this be? Shibaru. Why is there such supplies? Did you make a mistake? Shouldn't Zhu possibly choose the second option? He's the sunny and cheerful Zhu with a gradual sense of justice. Zhu will definitely not, but, sigh, if Zhu loses one of his right arms, how should he continue? It's okay, trust brother Zhu. Following the live broadcast, Jin Zhu spoke out with a frightened expression as the countdown approached, choosing the second option. Suddenly, the people of the entire Kimchi Country showed a surprised expression. I can't believe that the man in the live broadcast screen would choose to let his 1 million compatriots lose their right arm. Ah! Suddenly, mournful cries spread throughout the entire Kimchi Country. Ha ha ha, I'm laughing to death. Zhu, who has a strong sense of justice, is just a coward. It's boring, brothers. Let's go see other countries. The people of the Dragon Kingdom who ate melons immediately became happy. The people of Kimchi Kingdom suddenly became full of curses, and all kinds of foul language came out, launching a language attack against their handsome brother that no one in their ancestors could escape for 18 generations. In the live broadcast screen, Jin Zhu sat slumped in the water, panting heavily in fear. Immediately after, my emotions gradually calmed down, and I looked at my intact right arm with a sigh of relief. Immediately after, a hint of guilt flashed in his eyes, but it immediately dissipated, and he lifted his head and forced himself to say, "Big, everyone listen to my explanation. I, Jin Zhu, am definitely not the kind of coward who is afraid of death. I'm just for the big picture. Please believe me, everyone. If I break one arm, how should the next game proceed? If I die, the entire Kimchi Country will suffer misfortune. I cannot let Kimchi Country suffer misfortune. I apologize to those 1 million compatriots, but I also consider the entire Kimchi Country." Upon hearing his nonsensical words, the people of Kimchi Country couldn't accept or forgive him, especially those who had their arms severed. But there are also many people who have not become unlucky and have shown a human side in their hearts. For them, it is indeed so. After all, they were not drawn to become one of those 1 million people. 1 hour later. The live broadcast footage of Longhua has returned to normal once again. In the picture, Xuanyang and Zhu Zhuqing have already put on their clothes. Congratulations, Xuanyang player, you have completed your first marriage. The marriage partner is A-level race ghost cat Zhu Zhuqing. The rewards are as follows. Reward hosts basic attribute improvement, strength +5, intelligence +5, agility +15, endurance +5, charm +10, player. Xuanyang power. 611 intelligence. 813 agility. 520 endurance. 611 charm. 717, the average indicators for normal adults are 5, reward the host with the blue title of Sharp Claw, acquire additional skills such as Cat Shadow Step to significantly increase the user's movement speed in a short period of time, acquire additional attributes such as agility +5 and strength +5, player. Xuanyang title. Sharp Claw, Blue, Power. 11-16 Intelligence. 13 Agility. 20-25 Endurance. 11 Charm. 16. Upon hearing the clattering sound in his mind, Xuanyang suddenly felt that his body had begun to undergo tremendous changes. Especially in terms of agility, I feel like I am particularly agile now. Xuanyang's eyes showed a hint of surprise and he tried his current skills in the dormitory. At this moment, agility is 25 points, and the speed has already exceeded the limit of human beings. Great, it's a huge boost all at once. Xuanyang exclaimed with joy on his face, then turned his head to look at Zhu Zhuqing sitting behind him on the bed. At this moment, Zhu Zhuqing had already shed his seductive and slim-fitting attire and replaced it with a homely outfit. And from her rosy face, one can still see a hint of satisfaction in her beautiful eyes. Obviously, Xuanyang made her very satisfied in this marriage. Looking at Xuanyang's agile figure, a hint of surprise flashed in her beautiful eyes. Looking at Xuanyang's face again, he was stunned for a moment and realized that Xuanyang's already handsome face had become even more handsome. End of this chapter. Chapter 5. Obtaining the Xuanyang Ring, the mind of Kimchi Kingdom is extremely unbalanced. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5. Obtaining the Xuanyang Ring, the mind of Kimchi Kingdom is extremely unbalanced. Congratulations to Xuanyang, a player from the Dragon Kingdom, for completing his first marriage. Special rewards include +1 lifespan, +1 agility, and an increase in Dragon Kingdom Chi. As the live broadcast resumed, there was also a reward prompt sound from Longwa. I'll go. I feel like my body has become so energetic, like I'm a few years younger. Really, the speed has also increased, and my body is so light. Ha ha ha. It's so exciting. You can get such a good reward while lying down. Should we continue like this, and in a year, we might all become immortals. Suddenly, cheers spread throughout the Dragon Kingdom, and people rushed onto the streets, cheering and running wildly. In the emergency rooms of major hospitals, many people on the brink of death have survived the danger due to this reward. Dad. That's great. Woo-woo, I thought I would never see you again. The happiness index of the entire population of Dragon Kingdom soared to its peak in an instant. At the same time, some dragon people panicked. Because they did not receive the rewards that others were saying and did not feel any change in themselves. Why haven't I changed? Have you all obtained attributes? I don't have it either. Why? I have dragon nationality, right? Is there a bug? Hurry up and send us a replacement. A group of people started arguing online. At this moment, a strange sound came out again. Rewards only apply to people who have a sense of belonging to the country, and do not apply to people who do not have a sense of belonging to the country. As this sentence spread, there was a burst of online ridicule. Ha ha ha. You deserve it, you guys who don't have a sense of belonging, deserve it. It's so great. There's even such a setting. After learning the reason, many people who did not receive the reward immediately turned pale and couldn't accept it. They are all wealthy individuals who immediately plan to transfer to another country's nationality at the moment of the arrival of the National Games matchmaking game, and have no sense of belonging to the Dragon country. There are plans to transfer to the United States, plans to transfer to the Sakura country, and so on. But after seeing Xuanyang successfully get married, he immediately changed his mind. There are also some traders who are willing to act as spies for other countries. Although they have dragon nationality, they do things that are inferior to pigs and dogs, and are naturally judged to have no sense of belonging. No. Why say I don't have a sense of belonging? Nonsense. Fortunately, they have always had a strong sense of belonging to the dragon country since childhood, and some of my classmates have also said that they did not receive any rewards. I 100% believe that Bei belongs to Dragon Kingdom, and I love Dragon Kingdom. Because of this reward, it has completely solidified a dragon kingdom, and the Bay people are full of a sense of belonging. After a brief attempt at self-improvement, Xuanyang brought Zhu Zhuqing to his home. Each player has an initial home, where they can resist the cold at night and some random natural disasters. Entering the small wooden cabin in front of him, Xuanyang scanned it briefly. The furniture inside the cabin was relatively complete and clean, but a bit small. There are still some initial supplies, food, and water in the wooden house. Zhuqing, you can rest here and I'll supplement and continue exploring. Xuanyang held Zhu Zhuqing's fair and delicate little hand and sat down on the wooden stool. Okay, can I help you? The cold dispersion on Zhu Zhuqing's face has dissipated a lot, and a mature charm has been added to her face. Not for now. Xuanyang turned his head to look at Zhu Zhuqing and smiled softly. I saw a status box floating on Zhu Zhuqing's head. A.level, Ghost Cat Zhu Zhuqing, then I took a brief look at her attributes and couldn't help but feel a bit surprised. Attributes are much better than oneself. He is indeed a good helper and also a good wife. After taking a few sips of water and eating something, Xuanyang left his home. Return to the beginning. After completing each door, a new door will appear inside that door. That is to say, there are now unknown gates in the red gate that Xuanyang has explored. However, Xuanyang did not enter the red gate, but advanced to the remaining white gate. Previously, the system stated that this white door is not in any danger and is a safe material box. Upon entering, what caught the eye was an ordinary box. After learning that Dragon Country had received a particularly good reward, Sakura Country and Kimchi Country couldn't sit still for a moment. I feel a great imbalance in my heart. Most of the time, one's own misfortune won't make oneself collapse. But when someone else's luck contrasts sharply with one's own misfortune, one will collapse. Look, the dragon people have also gone inside the white gate. They are all boxes like this, just like us. The dragon man also broke his arm. I don't believe he's lucky this time. Suddenly, many people from the country of Kimchi smelled the smell and cursed Xuanyang with extreme imbalance in their hearts. In the live broadcast scene, Xuanyang also happened to open the box, and inside the box, there happened to be a ring. It's just different from Jin Xiujuan's ring, it looks more plain. Ha ha ha. It's also a ring, it must be a similar ring. Dragon people, wait, let you also taste the taste of a broken arm. Where did the lost dog come from? Get back, our dragon kingdom has a great sense of protection. Where can you compare it to? Hee, wait and see. Xuanyang picked up the ring from the box. Successful detection. The item is the Xuanyang Ring, which can enhance the host's yang energy after wearing. It is a good thing and beneficial to Long Yang. At the same time, wearing it can also obtain basic attribute blessings, endurance +2, wow, it's really a good thing. Xuanyang smiled and directly put the ring on his right middle finger. Player. Xuanyang equipment. Xuanyang Ring title. Sharp Claw, Blue, Strength. 16 Intelligence. 13 Agility. 25 Endurance. 11-13 Charm. 16, a personal attribute interface floated out in front of me. Good endurance, endurance is even longer. Watching Xuanyang put on the ring, the unbalanced people in the Kimchi country became even more gloating. Haha, wait until you die. However, choices like theirs did not appear, and Xuanyang left the room very casually. Ha. I laughed so much. I was a bit nervous whether to say it or not, but there was nothing wrong with it. So, it's all said that our Dragon Kingdom has strong luck, which is not something they can compare to. It really makes me laugh at these imbalanced guys. Cool, it still needs to be Brother Yang. Come on, Brother Yang. My beautiful future depends entirely on you. Watching nothing happen, the already extremely imbalanced Kimchi citizens suddenly felt the urge to die. One by one, their faces turned red with anger. Shibaru. This is not fair. Why is Dragon Country so lucky? I don't believe it anymore, your luck will continue to be good. End of this chapter. Chapter 6. Connect 2 gates and get rewards. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6. Connect 2 gates and get rewards after picking up the ring. Xuanyang turned his head and saw that besides the door that came in, there were 3 more doors next to it. 2 black doors and 1 green door. Xuanyang walked forward. The system prompt bar appeared before his eyes. 3 new doors in front of us, the first black gate. There are 3D-level wild wolves inside, with fast speed and amazing biting power. The host may be able to try a battle with their current attributes, and the probability of winning is about 60%. Second black gate. Inside is a C-level thirsty orc who has been hungry for countless days. It is powerful and ferocious, and the probability of the host winning is only 5%. The third green gate. Inside is a randomly generated trap room, which appears to be a mating room but is actually a trap room set by the Demon Fox clan for hunting. There is an A-level Demon Fox inside, and the current probability of the host entering and dying is 100%. However, perhaps the host can wait until they become stronger to tame the Demon Fox and marry it, and they can also receive rewards. Looking at this detailed introduction, Xuanyang smiled with relief. The first 2 black gates will definitely not take the risk to try at the moment, while the third green gate is very interesting. Is there a fox spirit inside pretending to be a mating partner waiting for prey to bite? Okay, then let's develop ourselves first. When our strength reaches a certain level, we will go in and tame her, and teach her a good lesson. After some simple contemplation, Xuanyang left the room and returned to the original room once again. Entering the already explored red gate. After entering, I saw 2 new doors inside the red gate. There is a D-level dwarf in front of the black gate. The dwarf is cunning and skilled in using props. However, with the host's current abilities, he cannot pose a threat to the host. With a success rate of 99%, there is a trap treasure chest inside the white door behind me. When opened, there is a trap equipment that will be cursed upon wearing. Looking at the prompt bar, Xuanyang walked into the black door in front of him without hesitation. In front of me was a flower, and what caught my eye was a dimly lit cave with torches inserted into the walls, shimmering with light. Xuanyang focused his attention and solidified his eyes. Whoosh! With a sharp weapon piercing through the wind, Xuanyang did not show any signs of shock. He felt that the speed of the incoming arrow was not very fast. However, it is not that the speed of the arrow is not fast, but rather that his reaction ability is particularly strong now. After easily avoiding the incoming arrows, he immediately locked his gaze on the pair of bright pupils in the dim distance. With a kick, he galloped away. The speed is incredibly fast. The presence in the dimness seemed to be startled by his speed, and he immediately fired several arrows in a row. Taking this opportunity, Xuanyang attempted to unleash his skill, the cat shadow step. Suddenly, he felt his body become lighter, and the elasticity of his feet also increased significantly. With 2 or 3 swishes, he easily avoided the incoming arrows and instantly hit the dwarf in front of him. A direct hand knife sliced across the dwarf's neck, flying it 2 or 3 meters away, and the crossbow and arrow in his hand also escaped. Caught in the hand by Xuanyang. Without hesitation, Xuanyang aimed his crossbow arrow at the painful and howling dwarf, and shot an arrow that pierced through his brain. The dwarves have lost their vitality. Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the dwarves and receiving the reward of the dwarves' refined crossbow arrow, blue, which can cause fatal damage to the vast majority of monsters at level D and below. Not bad. Xuanyang's mind moved and he withdrew the crossbow and arrow back to his home. Then he glanced at the lifeless dwarf again and left the room. Returned to the room inside the initial white door. He set his gaze on the black door. Now the host has obtained a long-range killing weapon, which, with its speed advantage, can easily kill 3D-level wild wolves inside, with a clearance rate of 99%. The people of Longguo watched as Xuanyang hesitated among the three doors for a while before leaving the room and returning to the red room, ultimately choosing to enter the black door. Every time the process inside a door is completed, a new door will randomly refresh inside that door. Yes, that's probably it. It feels like raising goo, it really depends on luck. Yeah, many players from different countries have died and are waiting to choose a new player's cooldown time. Some players are still hiding in their homes because of fear, but this is definitely not a solution. When the supplies run out, they still have to go on adventures. Look, Brother Yang has entered a very dark cave-like place. I'll go. There's a hidden weapon. Yang Ji's reaction is so fast, I didn't react at all. Damn it, Nyobi. It was solved in just a few strokes and I also got a crossbow and arrow. Too smooth, I feel like Yang Gu is not playing the same game as others. Many people from other countries who are eager for the collapse of the Dragon Kingdom squad in the Dragon Kingdom's live broadcast room, waiting for the moment of the collapse, but in the end, they see that the players in the Dragon Kingdom continue to grow stronger smoothly. Don't mention how jealous you are. Fong Yang walked into the black door. What catches the eye is a grassland. 3 huge wild wolves were lurking ahead. After realizing that the enemy had invaded, they immediately stood up, showing their vigilance and bared their teeth at Fong Yang. Immediately after, 3 wild wolves attacked towards Fong Yang at an extremely fast speed. However, Fong Yang's speed is faster and he is holding a crossbow and arrow. Kill these 3D-level wild wolves effortlessly. Congratulations to the host for killing 3D-level wild wolves and obtaining item. Wolf Fong *3, blue. After upgrading the home, the crafting function has been activated, which can be used to craft weapons and equipment. 3 pairs of sharp wolf teeth floated out of the bodies of 3 wild wolves, flying towards Fong Yang. Fong Yang took the items back to his home and looked at the bodies of 3 wild wolves. He also transported the bodies of 3 wild wolves back outside his home, all of which were food. At the same time, he also felt a bit thirsty. I also teleported back to my home. Zhu Zhuqing sat at the table, propping her chin with her hands, looking dazed. Seeing Fong Yang return, she immediately regained her senses. I quickly scanned Fong Yang's body and saw that he was not injured. The worried expression in his beautiful eyes also dissipated. Now in her eyes, since Fong Yang has married her, she is her husband. Zhuqing, I'm back. A handsome smile appeared on Fong Yang's lips as he took a bottle of mineral water from the pile of supplies and started drinking it gurgling. Well, take a break. If you go out again, bring me along. Zhu Zhuqing stood up, her perfect and seductive figure fully displayed under the wrapping of home clothing, with a hint of gentleness added to her beautiful eyes compared to before. Okay. Fong Yang's heart warmed and after replenishing his energy. Asked Zhu Zhuqing. Can you handle the corpses of wild beasts? Zhu Zhuqing blinked her beautiful eyes and nodded. Can you help handle the bodies of the 3 wild wolves outside later? I'll go out alone for now. Speaking, Fong Yang stood up and took Zhu Zhuqing's fair and delicate little hand, pulling her towards the direction of the bed. End of this chapter. Chapter 7. Blackscreen Again, Unlucky Ah-san, Awakened Little Blood. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 7 Blackscreen Again, Unlucky Ah-san, Little Black with Awakened Blood. Zhu Zhuqing blinked her beautiful eyes and nodded. Okay. She really felt that staying here was too boring and wanted to help Xuanyang. Realizing that Fong Yang was pulling her towards the bed, her expression slightly froze, and a blush appeared on her stunning face. But there was no resistance either. The screen has turned black again, and I can only envy Brother Yang. The word envy can no longer express my inner feelings. But this is what Brother Yang deserves. Watching the scene turn black again, the people of the Dragon Kingdom were envious. Immediately after, some started watching short videos, while others went to other countries to watch them. Significant discovery. With Xuanyang's completion of marriage, the air quality in the Dragon Kingdom has been continuously improving, and research has found that the air quality within the Dragon Kingdom has been improving. A faint golden halo can be seen above some cities, as if bestowed by the heavens. With the improvement of Qi, there have also been some surprising and joyful changes within the territory of the Dragon Kingdom. In addition, all the people of the Dragon Kingdom have temporarily suspended work and education. The people of the Dragon Kingdom are particularly satisfied with this decision, and their happiness index has reached an unprecedented high. This phenomenon can be described as a miracle. Because other countries have seen a sharp decline in the happiness index of their citizens after the so-called global matchmaking game. Sakura country. After 1 or 2 hours of suppression, Sakura country temporarily resolved the sudden appearance of goblins. But the losses and impacts caused are not something that can be solved in a short period of time. But even in such a situation, Sakura Kingdom is still at such a critical moment, forcing all citizens to immediately watch the emergency game precautions they have made. Roughly, it is to inform the public what to do if selected as a player. After all, in 1 or 2 hours, they will be drawing new players. But in this situation, where do the people of Sakura country still have the mood and desire to listen? The strong people of Sakura country feel particularly annoyed about this. Brothers, the players of A3 Kingdoms are also quite lucky. They managed to stay in a few rooms without dying, and now they have encountered a red door. I'll go and forget about the 3 kingdoms. This is the home ground of the 3 kingdoms. It's not a big deal to talk about lizards and sows. Let me see, what's going on. 3 kingdoms. The selected player is a low-caste guy. At first, the high caste of the 3 kingdoms despised him, but as time passed and they learned about the situation in other countries, they found this low caste to be quite useful. Red Gate. Great, now we can catch up and surpass the Dragon Kingdom. Luoha, go up. If you come out alive, we will definitely grant you the status of a Brahmin and wash away the impurities of your past. In the live broadcast screen. A black and yellow-skinned Ah-san with somewhat lewd eyes looked at the red door in front of him, his face overjoyed. I quickly swallowed a few mouthfuls of saliva. The beastly desire in one's eyes is about to burst out. Although he hasn't received much education, he still understands the basic rules. Women. I want women. He burst into the red door with a lewd smile. After entering, he immediately panted heavily and looked around, as if searching for his own goal. Finally, my gaze fell on the small river not far away. The water in the small river is very strange, it is actually purple, and a few small bubbles occasionally appear. Immediately after, a lizard about 2 meters long crawled out of the small river. This lizard has bumps all over its body, and it still has thick purple water flowing from it. It is obviously a poison. Little Ah-san, who is starving and thirsty, can't handle so much. At the moment he saw the lizard climb out, he seemed to be possessed and rushed up. Next came the scene where I couldn't bear to look directly at it. Ah! Watching his body corrode in an instant, little Ah-san didn't even shout twice before he cooled down. Watching little Ah-san walk into the red door. The 3rd generation also became excited one by one, cheering loudly. Not good, are you really going to be chased by the 3rd generation? Many dragon people who came to other countries to watch live broadcasts while Xuanyang was exercising felt a sense of pressure with a curry flavor. General MacArthur said, give them a hole, they can pierce through the earth. Crouching slot. Lizard. It's actually a lizard. It's over, it's really going to give 3 kingdoms a rise. No, 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 look, this lizard seems to be carrying poison. Watching little Ah-san, who was willing to work tirelessly for Ah-san, be directly corrupted by poison, Ah-san's high caste instantly broke through the defense. Useless low caste. Waste. Ah. Don't punish me. Three Kingdoms player dies, comes punishment, poisonous lizard. Ah. Don't do it. Hurry up, come and help me, I'll give him money. Why do venomous lizards appear in my house? I am of high caste. The dragon man, who was watching the play, silently left the live broadcast room, feeling a bit chilly. Meanwhile, on the other side, a dramatic scene is also happening in Country F. The selected player in Country F is a little black, who was selected to join this matchmaking game at an age when he was supposed to buy for 0 yuan. His initial location had 3 doors. 2 white doors and 1 green door. He felt particularly angry about this. Calling this discrimination, why is there only a white door and no black door? So he angrily walked into the green door. The result is that inside this random green door, there is actually a task room. The task is to harvest all the endless cotton fields within a day. It can also be considered a relatively old 0 yuan purchase method. Xiao He couldn't believe it, but upon hearing the sentence that if he couldn't complete the task, he would die, he immediately started picking with great skill and diligence, as if awakening his bloodline. I wonder if this game was artificially controlled. Cough cough, maybe it's a coincidence. Just now there was no white door, just now there was such a task room. Watching the dramatic scene in this live broadcast, the Dragon Man felt particularly interesting. F Country immediately went into chaos, and the black people were very angry, claiming that F Country would pay for everything and the whole world would pay for it. So the little black people rushed out and started buying for 0 yuan. Even large-scale incidents of injury have occurred. The strong of F Country are very angry about this, but they are also helpless. That's it, 1 hour later. The live streaming interface of Dragon Kingdom's black screen has once again returned to normal. Xuanyang and Zhu Zhuqing have also ended the battle. Unfortunately, I still couldn't make it to base this time. Zhu Zhuqing changed into a new home outfit and sat by the bed, her face flushed and satisfied. Pay attention to safety. Xuanyang, who was about to leave her home again, said gently. Okay. Xuanyang also smiled gently at her and said. End of this chapter. Chapter 8. Replacing the Snow Maiden of Sakura Country, Second Matchmaker. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 8 Replacing the Snow Maiden of Sakura Country, Second Matchmaker. When Xuanyang returned to the room where he hunted the wild wolf, he saw 2 new doors added to the white door of the previous room. And one of them is Hongmen. The other is another green door. Great, we've encountered the red gate again. Xuanyang murmured with satisfaction. At present, the improvement brought by Hongmen is the greatest. Detected that the mating partner inside the red door in front of the host is a giant sea rabbit race, which may be difficult to successfully mate with. Considering the host's experience, this system can replace the truncated mating partner for the host. Detected 2 high-quality mating partners in the game resource library of Sakura Country, available for host replacement. Please choose by yourself. 1. Snow Girl, S.level, cold personality, stunning appearance, skin surpassing snow, with the ability to control snow and cold. 2. Manla, A.level, mermaid princess, ancient spirit and monster, obedient and lovely, stunning appearance, with the ability to control water, game resource library. Xuanyang was slightly surprised and immediately understood. It seems that the matchmaking game resources in each country have been fixed, whether it is the matchmaking partner or the resources. There are both good and bad things. And having their own system, they can now even directly replace their marriage partners from other countries' game resource libraries with their own. In this way, by gathering global resources, it is uncertain whether one can truly leverage this game and become a presence that can resist high-level civilizations in a year's time. Choose Snow Maiden. Xuanyang's expression was somewhat excited, and he made a decision in his heart. The replacement was successful, and the giant sea rabbit mating partner inside the red gate has been replaced with a snow woman. Without hesitation, Xuanyang walked into the red door and saw a flower in front of him. The eye-catching scene turned into a white expanse, with snowflakes flying and the scenery extremely beautiful. The obvious change in temperature made Xuanyang shiver uncontrollably. His gaze fixed on a humanoid figure in the distance. With snowy blue long hair and azure eyes, wearing a snow-white slim-fitting outfit, the alluring figure is fully wrapped. Xuanyang's eyes trembled twice and he approached her. As the distance grew closer, I finally saw the woman's appearance clearly. The peerless appearance stunned Xuanyang for a moment. Her demeanor carried an aura of not eating human fireworks, which made ordinary people dare not develop a sense of blasphemy. "Hello, may I ask if you are willing to marry me?" After a brief moment of confusion, Xuanyang immediately regained his composure and asked softly. Under the blessing of charm value, it appears particularly attractive. The snow girl's gaze fell on his face, her long eyelashes flickering twice before nodding. "Okay." A cool and pleasant sound came out, making one intoxicated. After speaking, she turned around and walked towards a small house behind her. Xuanyang followed closely behind. After the two entered the warm house, Xuanyang boldly grabbed her fair little hand and pulled her to the edge of the bed. The two looked at each other, and Xuanyang took the initiative to kiss her seductive lips. After watching the scene in the live broadcast room recover, the dragon people rushed from other countries. It's over, not envious of Mandarin ducks or immortals, envious of Yang Gu every day. Nice, it's another red door. But is it a bit dangerous? What about monsters inside the door that cannot be married? Don't panic, with the blessing of luck in our Dragon Kingdom, there will definitely be nothing wrong. If we successfully get married again, our Dragon Kingdom will be far ahead. Other countries are also here at this moment, smelling the scent and coming. All are hoping for the misfortune of the Dragon Kingdom. Snow. It can't be any snow monster, can it? It could also be Snow and Ice Princess. Look. There's a humanoid creature standing in front of me. Great. I just said that our Dragon Kingdom has the blessing of Qi. It seems that our body shape is completely the same as that of a normal woman, even if it's not particularly attractive. Even if we turn off the lights, it's still stable. Xuanyang approaches the rear. I'll go, isn't this too beautiful? Like a fairy. Yang Gu is really blessed, she's another beautiful woman. Watching the players of Dragon Kingdom encounter a top-notch beauty in their wedding room, those who were hoping for Dragon Kingdom's misfortune couldn't sit still in an instant, and their blood pressure suddenly rose. People in Sakura country are even more uncomfortable. Isn't this a snow woman? Why was our snow girl given to the dragon man? The snow girl should belong to our Sakura country. The people of Sakura Kingdom suddenly broke through their defenses, one by one feeling embarrassed and angry, gritting their teeth. Immediately after the two returned to the room, Longwa's live broadcast room, which had just opened for a while, went black again. It's great. When Brother Yang finishes, we'll get another wave of rewards. Maybe a year later, I can really lie down and become a superhero-like existence. Yang Gu is also really fierce. This has just ended a prolonged battle and started a new one, Nyo. The people of Dragon Country are all extremely happy one by one. That's it, half an hour has passed. The cooldown time on the Sakura Kingdom side has finally ended, and a new player has been randomly selected. The initial location has also changed. However, to the surprise of the people of Sakura Country, this time there is actually another red gate. The one selected this time is a fat, ugly, greasy, typical cherry blossom country otaku. Feijai looked at the 3 doors around him, his face full of fear. Without hesitation, choose the red gate, he muttered to himself, saying strict warnings from the strong members of Sakura Kingdom to the people of Sakura Kingdom. After enduring a terrible disaster, the decision of the strong people of Sakura country turned out to be like this. The people of Sakura country are particularly surprised by this, and some are even extremely dissatisfied. But in fact, this is right, even if done slowly, there is still a high risk of death. And this game requires marriage to receive crucial rewards. Even when facing huge risks, one must enter every red gate without hesitation. This is a simple truth. Escaping is useless, there will always be someone who can complete the marriage. However, what they don't know is that there is now a cheater who can replace the high-quality resources in their game resource library. Without hesitation, enter the red gate. Feijai's face was full of fear, but he still trembled as he walked into the red door. With a flower in front of him, he arrived at a beach. He witnessed with his own eyes how the previous person was brutally killed by the terrifying goblin, and immediately looked around without any hesitation. At this moment, the sea in front of him suddenly stirred up a wave. He was suddenly startled, his pupils trembling as he looked in front of him. Immediately afterwards, a strange creature emerged from the sea level. It looks like a rabbit, not ugly, quite cute, but with a body like a snail and no body. Located between a liquid and a solid. End of this chapter. Chapter 9. Sakura country comes again to punish. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 9. Sakura country comes again to punish. Rabbit. Looking at the huge creature that looked like a rabbit in front of him, Feijai was stunned for a moment. Immediately after, a somewhat lewd and strange expression appeared on his face. Rabbit. If it's Miss Rabbit, it's not impossible either. He muttered to himself and walked towards the giant sea rabbit. The height of the giant sea hare is about 2 meters. Walking up to the giant sea hare, under its gaze, Feijai nervously shouted. You. Hello. My name is Fong Taro. Today, I am 26 years old. Please, Miss Rabbit and me. Let's get married. He shouted nervously, even bending down in a pleading posture. Gollum, strange sounds emanated from the giant sea hare. Feijai was taken aback for a moment, and then he thought the giant sea hare agreed, showing a joyful expression. Great. I have never had a woman willing to talk to me before. Thank you so much, Miss Rabbit. I will definitely treat you well in the future. Feijai's mind immediately fantasized about love across races, and his heart, which had never been loved before, couldn't contain his emotions. He pounced directly at the giant sea rabbit. But before he could touch the giant sea hare, it jumped away first. It seems that they are unwilling to marry the fat mansion in front of them. Seeing this, Feijai was stunned and showed an awkward expression. Why? Feijai thought that his appearance was too ugly, which led to the giant sea hare rejecting him. In fact, it is because humans and animals cannot engage in marriage, so the moment they enter this room, it is destined to have ended. But fortunately, giant sea rabbits are relatively gentle creatures, and they won't hurt anyone without being provoked. Do you look down on me? Even you look down on me? Unexpectedly, Feijai turned red and shouted angrily at the giant sea rabbit. Then he directly attacked the giant sea hare with his fat and clumsy body. Playing in a circle without any sense of focus. But instead, the whole person lost balance and sank into the body of the giant sea hare. The body of the giant sea hare has no meat or bones, it is more like liquid. Feijai's pupils suddenly shrank, feeling like he was about to suffocate. He was enveloped in a giant sea rabbit, unable to exert any strength. There was no emotional fluctuation on the face of the giant sea hare, and she had no intention of killing Feijai. It was Feijai's own fault. In the end, Feijai lost his life due to lack of oxygen. Watching Feizhai walk into the Red Gate, the people of Sakura country who had just experienced punishment were particularly frightened, and some even collapsed. God bless, this time we must have a successful marriage. Our Sakura country can definitely use this matchmaking game to become the savior of Blue Star. The despicable Dragon Kingdom has taken away our Snow Maiden. Look, is it a rabbit? Rabbit. It looks quite cute. It doesn't seem like that kind of cruel race. Should we also be able to get married? I seem to quite like the appearance of this fat mansion. Great, don't worry about what it's like, just get married. Is this, rejected? No, it's such a useless fat house. But fortunately, it seems that this giant sea hare is relatively gentle and won't hurt anyone. Hey, it's a pity we had this opportunity, but fortunately we didn't die, otherwise we would have to face punishment again. Hey, something's wrong. What's the situation with this fat house? He's going to attack actively. Are you crazy? What is he doing? Seeking death. Feeling embarrassed and angry. This idiot. That's it, you idiot. Trapped in. He's struggling. It's over, he's going to lack oxygen. Sakura country player dies, comes punishment. The anger of the giant sea hare. Due to the continuous pollution of water resources, the sea hare tribe living in the sea is completely angry. As strange sounds echoed through the entire Sakura kingdom, the people of Sakura kingdom suddenly became desperate. In my heart, I greeted the ancestors of this fat mansion for 18 generations. Coming again. Just finished a terrible punishment, in less than 5 hours, has another punishment come. Countless giant sea rabbits emerged from the surrounding waters of Sakura kingdom, invading towards it. It's all about the Dragon Kingdom. It's all about the despicable Dragon Kingdom. They must have stolen our snow girl, otherwise we wouldn't have encountered this situation twice in a row. The people of Sakura country, who had nowhere to vent, actually pointed their fingers at Dragon country at the first time. The dragon people were also unwilling to be outdone and immediately flooded the live broadcast room of Sakura country, completely overwhelming it with a numerical advantage. An hour later, Xuanyang still had not ended his battle with Snow Girl, and it seemed that Snow Girl was more difficult to deal with than Zhu Zhuqing. The people of Dragon Country have also moved to other countries to observe their situation after baptizing Sakura Country. Basically, the situation in various countries is not optimistic, and compared to Dragon Country, it seems that they are not playing the same game. M Country. The selected player is an outsider supremacist and also a police officer named Myron. In his opinion, both Xiao He and Xiao Huang are inferior to them in terms of external characteristics. In my career as a police officer, I have discriminated against Xiao Huang and Xiao He more than once. Intentionally picking on Xiao Huang and saying insulting words is a common occurrence for him. After entering the game, he did not show much timidity, on the contrary, he was particularly excited. In addition, his physical fitness is also good, and his luck is also good, so he has not died yet. However, he was trapped in a computer room. This random room is a challenge room. Inside is a huge square maze with 4 buttons in each corner. 4 people must stand on the button simultaneously in order for the door at the center of the maze to be opened. It took Miluan an hour to understand the principle. But the question is, how can he pass the level alone? He had just developed such confusion when new people from other countries also came to his room. He was surprised by this and didn't expect that there would still be a chance for players to meet each other. After seeing that the new person was a little yellow, he immediately revealed his disgusting, malicious face, relying on his physical fitness to become stronger, and cruelly killed the new yellow. Using his body to press a button in one position. Then another little black also came to this room, seeing that his physical fitness was stronger than him. So he pretended to be friendly first, and then tricked Xiao He into a dangerous place. Taking advantage of his unpreparedness, he also killed Xiao He. The lowly XX is really foolish and weak, hee hee. Miluan sat at the entrance, waiting for new prey to come in while proudly shouting. 2 more people, he can clear the level. End of this chapter. Chapter 10. Abundant rewards, dragon people are ecstatic. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Chapter 10. Abundant rewards, dragon people are ecstatic. At first, the people of M country were extremely resistant to his behavior and condemned him, but gradually, they learned about the tragic situation in Sakura country and learned that dragon country had already received a marriage reward. Everything has changed. Human nature is directly highlighted to the fullest. Compared to the possible punishment and death that may come next, it seems like nothing else is important. Maiden determined their fate, and the wind suddenly changed. The people of M country have all supported Miluan. Well done. Melon. Only strong players like Melon can survive in this cruel game. Melon represents our entire nation, and I support him. That's right, it's all about the law of the jungle. They died from their weakness. The direction of the people in M country has changed greatly, but there are still some who cannot accept it. You can do anything for your own survival, but you openly discriminate against others and even kill them. This behavior can no longer be called human. It's so hypocritical to the extreme. Haha, they are like this. The dragon people took advantage of Xuanyang's hard work to make sharp comments. I really wish Yang could come to his room and let him feel what despair is. Half an hour later, the live broadcast footage of Longwa finally returned to normal. Congratulations to the host for successfully marrying the S.level Snow Girl. Rewards obtained are as follows. Basic attribute enhancement. Strength plus 10, intelligence plus 25, agility plus 10, endurance plus 9, charm plus 10, player. Xuanyang title. Sharp claw, blue, equipment. Xuanyang Ring, dwarf refined crossbow and arrow, blue, item. Wolf Fong, blue, power. 1626 intelligence. 1338 agility. 2535 endurance. 1322 charm. 1626, reward the host with the purple title, Ice and Snow Medal, receive additional attribute bonuses of intelligence plus 10, endurance plus 10, and obtain additional skills of ice sealing, which can be cast on individual targets or any target, increase the host's ice attribute resistance by 100%, and cold resistance by 100%. Ice sealed. Good skill. The basic attributes have also increased significantly. Xuanyang felt the change in himself, and joy suddenly appeared in his eyes. Player. Xuanyang title. Sharp claw, blue, ice and snow metal, purple, equipment. Xuanyang Ring, dwarf refined crossbow and arrow, blue, item. Wolf Fong, blue, strength. 26 intelligence. 3848 agility. 35 endurance. 2232 charm. 26, the damage of elemental skills is determined by intelligence, which Xuanyang is very clear about. He can't wait to unleash this new skill. After a brief moment of joy, Xuanyang dissipated the joyful expression on his face and calmed down. Then, with a gentle expression on her face, she held the snow girl's hand and said gently. Thank you very much, Schwer. I'll take you back to rest first. Okay. Snow Maiden's cold and beautiful face also added a touch of blush. She nodded lightly and her gaze towards Xuanyang also showed a touch of softness. Obviously very satisfied with this man. Do you need my help? Not for now, you can go back and rest first. Congratulations to the Dragon Kingdom for completing their marriage once again. The people of the Dragon Kingdom have gained attribute intelligence plus 2, lifespan plus 1, and charm plus 1. The Dragon Kingdom receives the blessing of national fortune, the blessing of ice and snow. After the arrival of cold winter, the impact of ice and snow on crops in the Dragon Kingdom is reduced by 50%, and the people of the Dragon Kingdom have significantly improved their ability to resist the cold. Dragon Kingdom. As the live broadcast resumed, rewards also came again. The entire Dragon Kingdom began to boil with excitement from top to bottom. Woohoo! Take off! Wow, it feels like I suddenly have a brain. My mind has become so clear. Sleeping slot. I have become handsome again, and now I can compete with Yanzu 5 times. The attribute bonuses of 2 intelligence points and 1 charm point are very intuitively reflected in every citizen who has a sense of belonging to the Dragon Kingdom. The average attribute of an average normal adult is only 5 points, plus 2 points of intelligence. 7 points of intelligence is already considered a smart person. I worked hard to get into the 985,211 without any problems. Don't be fooled by the fact that it's just an addition to 2 attributes. This is of extraordinary value to the entire Dragon Kingdom. It's much more useful than previous agility. Another thing is the bonus of lifespan, not to mention it. Top scientists, after several hours of rapid research, roughly determine which lifespan value can increase a person's lifespan by 3 to 5 years. But it is not unconditional. The better the person's health, the less benefits they receive. People with poor health tend to improve more. So top scientists judge that this lifespan bonus cannot indefinitely increase their lifespan. More importantly, it is to compensate everyone for the lost lifespan due to various bad habits and habits. However, this is already quite exaggerated. Due to scientific judgment, it is assumed that a person will be healthy throughout their entire life, and there will be no problems in any age group. It is normal to live to the age of 100. It is equivalent to the bonus of this lifespan attribute, which can increase people's lifespan by several decades at most. I really feel like I'm a few years younger again. Oh my god, it's really amazing. My body functions seem to have returned to the level of a few years ago. Brother Yang, I love you. You are my god drop. Can we really live a life where we can lie at home and live 100 years? I can't imagine that in less than a day, we have already gained so many benefits. In a year, will we all become superhumans? It is recommended to quickly advance to the Dragon Man and fight against the invasion of high-level civilizations with a mortal body. Hahaha, it's too complicated. The strong members of the Dragon Kingdom were also excited and particularly pleased with Xuanyang's smooth performance along the way. But when people from other countries learned about the news of the Dragon Kingdom, their back teeth were crushed. Who can bear this strong sense of contrast? Everyone in their own family is anxious, afraid that their players will die and the country will also be affected. Are you all good? Have you started lying flat and enjoying yourself? One person wins, the whole country takes off. After sending Snow Girl back to her home, Xuanyang continued to start leveling herself. He first returned to the previous room and looked back at the room where the original survival probability was only 5%. Black Gate. There is a C-level thirsty orc inside. This guy has been hungry for countless days, powerful and ferocious. With the current strength of the host, he can easily be slaughtered, with a 100% chance of passing the level. Looking at the prompt box in front of him, Xuanyang smiled knowingly. The room that used to have a survival rate of 5% now has a survival rate of 100%. He walked in without hesitation. I saw a huge orc holding a long sword and sitting on the ground. My eyes were filled with longing and ferocity. After seeing someone appear, he immediately jumped up, opened his fangs, and drooled. Roar. Obviously, I'm starving. Carrying a terrifying murderous aura, he rushed towards Xuanyang. Xuanyang's face was plain, he raised his right hand and murmured to himself, "I sealed." As he uttered these 2 words, a huge energy suddenly surged from his palm, causing the surrounding air to tremble slightly. A wave of ice elements instantly converged in his hand. Immediately after, it burst out and instantly washed onto the attacking orc. The orc's excited expression froze in vain, and his pupils trembled violently. A strong look of fear surged in his eyes. Immediately after, the frost began to spread rapidly from the soles of its feet, and within 2 seconds, it was firmly frozen in place. Good skills. There was a hint of joy in Xuanyang's eyes. Then he lightly grasped his palm, and the frozen orc turned into crushed ice. Xuanyang can deeply feel the power of his control over these elements, which feels particularly wonderful. No man can resist this feeling. Xuanyang is no exception. Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the C-level bloodthirsty orc. Dropped item. Bloodthirsty blade, blue. The attack causes bleeding effect, lasting for 10 seconds. The attack also adds a blood-sucking effect, which is 1% blood-sucking. The knife in the orc's hand floated in front of Xuanyang, who held it in his hand and swung it twice before nodding in satisfaction. The feel is very good. End of this chapter.